Since 1901, 120 people have received the Nobel Prize in Literature. But only 10 novels are truly heroic. People who read these 10 books say, "My life was divided in two, before and after reading this book." What does this mean? What makes these novels so powerful? Today, I'm going to introduce you to 10 Nobel Prize-winning novels. Not just a book review. The secret layer of each book. How each novel will change you. In 30 minutes, you'll have in your hands 10 must-read works, and you'll know why each one is important. Let's get started. Do you know how many books have won the Nobel Prize? Hundreds. But not all of them are worth reading. Some are boring. Some are too difficult. Some are just outdated. I spent 3 months. I read 50-plus Nobel Prize-winning novels. I talked to friends. I read reviews. And I chose these 10 novels. For me, these 3 conditions are essential. 1. It has to be readable, not boring. 2. It has to be relevant, still useful today. 3. It has to be transformative. It has to change you. Are you ready? Let's go. Part 1. Existential Drama. Part 1. Existential Drama. These novels ask one question. Is there a meaning to life? And the answer will disturb you. 10. The Stranger. Albert Camus, 1957. A man named Meursault doesn't cry at his mother's funeral. He feels nothing. Then he commits a crime, but for no reason. It was just, the sun was too hot. The court finds him guilty, but the real crime? Apathy. Camus writes, "A man's greatest fear is not death. It is meaninglessness." This book unsettles you, because Meursault is us. How many times have you felt nothing? How many times have you just existed? In 2019, a reader wrote, "I couldn't get out of a depression. Every day, I just lived. I felt nothing. I read The Stranger. I saw Meursault, and I realized I can still choose." He remained passive. I decided, I will be active. This book is not absurd. It is a warning. If life has no meaning, you create it. Don't wait. 9. 100 Years of Solitude. García Márquez, 1982. The Buendia family. 7 generations. 100 years. Each generation repeats the same mistakes, the same loves, the same betrayals, the same loneliness. Magical realism. Fish fall from the sky. A woman ascends to the heavens. But the real miracle? That human nature never changes. García Márquez says, "We don't learn from history. We live through the same periods over and over again." In this book, every character is a symbol. José Arcadio, obsession. Ursula, the survivor. Aureliano, the lonely genius. A reader said, "My father wronged me. I swore I would never be like him. But when I was 30, I looked, and I was doing the same thing to my son. I read 100 Years of Solitude, and I saw the Buendia family is us. If you want to break the cycle, you have to be conscious." 400 pages, but every page is a mirror. You will see yourselves. You will see your family. You will see your history. 8. The Old Man and the Sea. Hemingway, 1954. An old fisherman named Santiago hasn't caught a fish in 84 days. Everyone considers him unlucky. On the 85th day, he goes out to sea. He catches a giant fish. He fights it for 3 days. When he brings the fish in, sharks have eaten it. Only the skeleton remains. Hemingway writes, "A man may be defeated, but he cannot be destroyed." Santiago lost the fish, but he didn't lose his spirit. Success isn't the result. It's the struggle itself. A business owner says, "My startup failed after 3 years. I lost everything. I read The Old Man and the Sea. I saw Santiago. He lost too. But he said, a man can be destroyed, but not defeated. I started a new business. It's successful now. 127 pages. But a lifetime lesson. The result isn't important. How you fight is what matters. Section 2. Social Critique. Second section. Social Critique. These novels rip society apart. They show their false face. And more relevant than you think. 7. The Grapes of Wrath. Steinbeck, 1962. The 1930s. America. The Great Depression. The Joad family loses their farm. They go to California. There's work there, they say. When they get there, there's nothing. Thousands of families in the same situation. No work, no food, no hope. Steinbeck writes, "The only sin of the poor man is that he is poor. The system is broken. But who is held responsible? The poor. Why don't you find a job?" they say. But there are no jobs. The 2020 pandemic. Millions lost their jobs. A reader wrote, "I was laid off. My friends said, 'You're lazy.' I read The Grapes of Wrath. I saw the Joad family. They also tried. It was a system problem, not theirs. This book gave me, I stopped feeling guilty." This book was written in 1939, but it's relevant in 2024, because the system is still the same. People are still being crushed. 6. Beloved. Toni Morrison, 1993. A woman named Seth is a slave. She escapes. She is freed. But the past comes back. The spirit of the daughter she killed comes home. Her name, Beloved. Morrison writes, "Trauma doesn't pass, it just changes form." Seth was free, but in her mind, she is still a slave. Because slavery isn't in the body, it's in the soul. A therapist said, "My patients come in with PTSD. The event happened 10 years ago, but they're still there. I read Beloved. I understood. Trauma is a home in the soul. To get out, you have to face it. Running away isn't the solution. It's a heavy book, but a necessary one. Slavery is history, but trauma is now." 5. Blindness. José Saramago, 1998. One day, people go blind. For no reason, just white light. First one person, then hundreds, then thousands. The government quarantines the people. And there, hell begins. Saramago writes, "We are not blind, we do not want to see." There is physical blindness in the book, but the metaphorical blindness is more terrifying. People could see, but they looked away. The 2020 pandemic. Lockdown. Chaos. One reader said, "Blindness was written in 1995, but it describes 2020. Quarantine. Fear. How people change." This book showed me. Disaster reveals humanity's true face. It's not a dystopia. It's a warning. Society can collapse in a single day. Be prepared. Wait! Who do you know as the youngest writer to receive the Nobel Prize? Rudyard Kipling. 41 years old. The oldest? Doris Lessing. 88 years old. But the most shocking fact, Bob Dylan received the Nobel Prize in 2016. He is a poet, a songwriter. The Academy of Literature said, "His words are poetry." So the Nobel isn't just for novelists, it's art, the power of the word, transformation. Let's move on. The next 3 novels will show you the peak. Part 3, Psychological Depth. Part 3, Psychological Depth. These novels get inside your head, and they make you confront yourself. Get ready. 4. The Remains of the Day, Kazuo Ishiguro, 2017. There's a butler named Stevens. He works at an English manor, a perfect butler. But he has one problem. He never shows emotion. He must be professional. Miss Kenton falls in love with him. But Stevens won't admit it. He hides his feelings. Years pass. Miss Kenton leaves. She gets married. Stevens is left alone. Ishiguro writes, "Our greatest regrets are the things we didn't do." Stevens was professional, but he wasn't human. Work is important, but love, more important. A businessman says, "I'm 30, I'm a CEO, I'm successful on paper, but I'm lonely. I've never had a relationship. Work was the priority. I read the remains of the day. I saw Stevens. He chose work too. But in the end, alone and regretful. A month after the book, I downloaded a dating app. Now I'm in a relationship. Success? Good. But success plus loneliness? Not worth it. Find a balance. Don't love work. Love people. 3. The Sound and the Fury. William Faulkner, 1949. The Compson family is falling apart. They used to be rich. Now, nothing. The book is told from 4 different perspectives. 1. Benji, the mentally disabled brother. 2. Quentin, a Harvard student, obsessive 3. Jason, bitter and angry 4. Dilsey, the servant, the only normal person Faulkner writes. Time resolves nothing. It only continues. Each brother is stuck in the past. They don't see a future. Benji doesn't understand. Quentin is obsessed. Jason is hateful. A psychologist said, "My patients live in the past. Something happened 10 years ago. They're still there. I read The Sound and the Fury. I saw the Compson family. They are also prisoners of the past. And they are destroying themselves. This book showed me, if you don't let go of the past, there is no future." It's a difficult book. Very difficult. But it's worth it. Because you are not the Compsons. You can make a choice. Don't stay in the past. Forward. 2. Never Let Me Go. Kazuo Ishiguro, 2017. Kathy, Tommy, Ruth, 3 friends. They grow up at a boarding school called Hailsham. But then they learn the truth. They are clones. They were created to be organ donors. After they turn 18, their organs will be harvested. Then they will die. Ishiguro writes, "We are all finite. The difference is, some know and some don't." Kathy knows she will die, but she continues to live. They love, they make friends, they hope. A woman with cancer wrote, "The doctors said 6 months left. I read Never Let Me Go. I saw Kathy. She knew too, but she didn't give up. She lived." This book taught me, even if you have little time, every day is precious. This book makes you cry, but it gives you strength, because life is short. But how you live it is up to you. Part 4. Epic Stories. 4th part. Epic Stories. Now we come to the biggest novels. Long, difficult, but worth it. 1. One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich. Solzhenitsyn, 1970. A prisoner named Ivan Denisovich, in a Soviet labor camp, in Siberia, minus 40 degrees. The book describes his one day, from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. Nothing special happens, just surviving. Solzhenitsyn himself was in a camp for 8 years. He writes, "The human spirit survives even in the most difficult conditions." Ivan Denisovich goes hungry. He is beaten. He is humiliated. But he doesn't lose his spirit. Every day is a victory. A man who came out of depression said, "I couldn't get out of bed for 2 years. Pain every day." I read One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich. Ivan works in minus 40-degree weather. He goes hungry, but he keeps going. I thought, he's in a camp. I'm at home. He survives. Why not me? A week after the book, I started therapy. 182 pages. One day. But this one day shows you, the human spirit is indomitable. Now for a bonus. Other great Nobel Prize-winning novels: The Magic Mountain, Thomas Mann, 1929. 7 Years in a Sanatorium, about time, death, and life. Dr. Zhivago, Boris Pasternak, 1958. The Russian Revolution. Love and War, The Tin Drum, Günter Grass, 1999. Nazi Germany, Absurdity and Tragedy, Midnight's Children, Salman Rushdie, 2023. No, but it deserves. Indian Independence. Magical Realism. Each one is valuable. Each one is worth reading. But today we talked about the top 10, the most transformative novels. Part 5. Practical Advice. The fifth and final part, How to Read. 10 novels. Where to start? How to read them? Let's get specific. Reading a classic for the first time? Start with 1. The Old Man and the Sea, 127 pages, simple 2. The Stranger, 123 pages, engaging 3. One Day in the Life, 182 pages, powerful. All 3 are short. All 3 are transformative. You've read the classics? You're ready for 4. Never Let Me Go, emotional, medium difficulty. 5. Beloved, deep but worthwhile. 6. Blindness, relevant, thought-provoking. Ready for the summit? 7. 100 Years of Solitude, complex but a masterpiece. 8. The Sound and the Fury, very difficult. Take your time. 9. The Grapes of Wrath, long, but worth it. 10. The Remains of the Day, slow, but profound. 10 Nobel Prize-winning novels. Each one is different, but they all do the same thing. They change you. The Stranger, a response to meaninglessness. 100 Years, a lesson from history. Old Man and the Sea, the value of the struggle. Grapes of Wrath, social injustice. Beloved, the burden of trauma. Blindness, the fragility of society. The Remains of the Day. Regret, Sound and the Fury. Being stuck in the past. Never Let Me Go. Limited time, infinite value. Ivan Denisovich, The Strength of the Human Spirit. I've read these 10 books. Each one changed me. When you read them, you will be changed too. Because when you read a classic novel, your mind expands. Your worldview deepens. 10 hours on Netflix. Entertainment. These 10 books. Transformation. Now it's your turn. 3 questions. 1. Which of these 10 books will you read? Write in the comments. I'll read every comment. 2. What Nobel Prize-winning novel would you recommend? Is your favorite not on this list? Write it. 3. Have you read any classics? Which book changed you the most? Share. Was this video helpful? Like it, so the algorithm can get it to more people. Want more book content? Subscribe. A new video every week.